Assen always seems to deliver, and it did this year too. Whilst round 11 of the 2022 MotoGP Championship was not as much of an overtake fest as the race in 2018, it still managed to be exciting and could be critical in the championship story. So here are 5 things we learned from the Dutch GP. First slip for Fabio. It started to go wrong from the start for Quartararo as he overshot turn 1 slightly and fell back to 4th. He managed to push back through Jorge Martin at Ossenbrücken, but was now stuck behind Aleix Spargo. He closed up to the Spaniard on lap 23 and at the Strüben made a critical mistake. The front tucked for Fabio and he clattered into Aleix Spargo. He then came into the pits but was sent back out only to crash again at the Strüben with a high side leaving him limping away. It's obviously bad news for Quartararo but is good news for the championship as everyone closes up to Fabio, particularly Pecco Bagnaia, who benefits with a race win and Fabio collecting no points. Japanese disaster. It may seem crazy to say, but the struggling Suzuki team was the top Japanese manufacturer as Mir and Rins came home in 8th and 10th respectively. It overall was a disaster weekend for all the Japanese manufacturers, as in the Honda camp, Pol Espargaro decided not to race due to injury, Nakagami received a long lap penalty finishing in 12th, and the departing Alex Marquez crossed the line in 15th with Bradl down in 18th. As for Yamaha, it couldn't have gone much worse. 3 out of 4 of their riders crashed out. Morbidelli was in second to last with only Fabio behind when he crashed. Darren Binder was actually the lead Yamaha for a short time, but 2 ended up in the gravel. Dovizioso was the only one to finish but wouldn't manage points, meaning that, like Honda last week, Yamaha scored nothing from this round. The Japanese manufacturers have had a rough go of it this year, as the aero and engine developments of the Italians, and the field being flooded by Ducatis, has led to them floundering down the back. Buzeki shows his skill. After the aforementioned incident between Quartararo and Aleix, Buzeki was promoted to second, and did a great job holding onto the podium position behind Pecco Bagnaia. He had done a great job in qualifying, leading the second row, and had a faultless race. It seems that Bez will win Rookie of the Year this year as he increases his lead, but also moves ahead of his teammate in the title standings. A hot knife through butter. Aleix Spargo, after being entangled in the first Quartararo incident, fell to 15th place. But the race was far from over for the older Spargo brother, and he scythed through the field, lapping half a second faster than those ahead. He seemed set to finish an impressive 6th, considering what had happened, but crossed the line in 4th as he made a dive bomb for the ages, passing Miller and Binder at the Geert Timmer chicane. Fighting from mid-pack. In a battle reminiscent of 2021 Silverstone, it was Miller once again attempting to deny an Aprilia rider their first podium for the Noale factory. Miller had done another incredible job as he recovered from yet another long lap penalty and was nearing the podium places. Despite losing out on the last corner to Binder and Aleix, it was a great ride from the Aussie. It seems that just as he's announced that he's moving to KTM, Miller has found some serious pace on his Ducati. Maverick Vinales had also fought through as he started down in 11th place and pushed forward to take his first podium for the Aprilia team. It was a great job from Top Gun and means that Maverick will go into Silverstone after the break with much more confidence, which is critical for him as we know how much of a confidence rider he is. Rider of the weekend. Aleix Spargo is the rider of the weekend for me. To fight back through those ahead the way he did without benefiting from any crashes was truly class and shows just why he is a championship contender this year. Beyond that, there isn't a lot more to say. He did an impressive job and that last corner move was really impressive, so well done to Aleix Spargo. Struggle of the weekend. The unwanted award of Struggle of the Weekend can only go to a rider. However, if it could go to a manufacturer, this week it would have been Yamaha. But it can't be, so Struggle of the Weekend for me was Quartararo. Fabio looked so strong all weekend and was set for at least a podium, if not the win. But that dive up the inside of Aleix and the high side both occurring at the Strüben saw Fabio's weekend go up in flames. The clash with Spargo has further reaching consequences as Fabio has been given a long lap penalty for the next round after the break. Silverstone was a happy hunting ground for Quartararo last year, but his job will be made harder this year with that penalty and means that we may see his championship lead cut even further down. Alright, that is 5 things that I learned from the Dutch GP. I've left a whole bunch out because this race had so much going on in it, so comment any more down below. The MotoGP field may be going on a break for 5 weeks, but I am not, so I should have a video out on Monday next week at the minimum. If you want to see those upcoming videos and you've enjoyed this one, feel free to like and subscribe. Thank you very much for watching. Goodbye.